Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Vittorio Verda, and I'm the coordinator for this master in energy and nuclear energy. So the webinar this afternoon will be entirely in English. I saw in the list of attendees that there are students from abroad, so it's basically the language we will use. Anyhow, you can, if you feel more comfortable, writing your possible questions in Italian. You can use the chat and write in Italian, either in Italian or English, and we will try to reply either writing back in the chat or well, during my small speech. Okay. So let's analyze the characteristics of this master degree in energy and nuclear engineering at Polito. So the master is well, as the aims shown here, so to deepen the knowledge, both scientific and technological, related with the application of energy in general, and particular, as you understand shortly, the master is focused on three different alternative topics. One is on renewable energy. One is more related with design and management of energy plants. And the third one is related with nuclear energy. Together with this knowledge related with technology, also the master aims at training the different skills related with planning, design, and analyze all types of energy systems, both the innovative ones, more specifically the nuclear or renewable, and the traditional ones, and also integrate these different types of technologies in a sustainable way. Some specific features related with the master programs we are currently offering. That's pretty new, the master program. We started it this year. Previously, the structure was completely different. Well, the structure, the features are the specific focus on the innovative aspects, like the renewable sources, the energy storage, and the advanced nuclear. And also the focus is on the application aspects. So if you look at the share of the activities which form the number of credits you need to graduate, well, basically you'll see that roughly 50% of the credits are theoretical lessons, while the remaining part is more practical part. So we have applications developed in class, also activities at the laboratories. There is a mandatory internship, and I'll talk about it later on. And finally, your final thesis. So you see that roughly 50% is theoretical and 50% is more practical activity. Concerning the job opportunities related with this career, well, this is an industrial engineering career. So of course you can basically apply for possible jobs in the entire spectrum of industrial engineering. But more specifically, your career aims at preparing for the following job opportunities. The public and private companies which operate in the energy supply sector, so in the energy market, let's say, companies which design and produce energy and nuclear systems and components, engineering companies. These are particularly the companies which perform like energy savings in the industries or in the building sector, or which basically perform the design of the different energy plants. Or the energy saving companies, the so-called ESCO, or the activities related with energy management in highly energy consumption companies. And finally, companies managing nuclear fuel or nuclear devices. So you see that the spectrum is quite wide. Concerning the careers we offer, well, as I mentioned before, we offer 3 alternative paths. One is focused on renewable energy, and this is entirely taught into English. Then we have a path which is oriented towards the design and management of energy plants, and this is entirely in Italian. And finally, there is a path focused on sustainable nuclear energy, and this is also entirely offered in English. Within these 3 paths, you can also select 2 tracks. So this is like a small difference in terms of credits you can gather during your career. There is a track which is strictly focused on the main subject. Let's say, if you consider, for instance, renewable energy, this means that most of your courses will be focused on renewable energy. But alternatively, you can select a sort of multidisciplinary track. So in this case, together with courses focused on your main subject, you can also pick some additional courses related with the other paths, like, for instance, courses related with nuclear energy, for instance. So if we consider the first track, the first path, sorry, this is related with the renewable energy systems, and as I mentioned, that's entirely offered in English. In this case, the analysis of the subjects will be focused on renewable energy, and particularly we want to deepen your skills and your tools, your background related with calculation, design, and management, both at component or system level, related with renewable energy sources, also in possible combination with more traditional resources. Well, the lessons, the topics are related with the availability of the renewable resources, and also the operation of the different technologies. In addition, we have some specific topics related with energy networks. This means the electricity networks, but also thermal and gas networks, together with energy storage, optimization technologies, at a component and at the system level. So if we consider the entire career, you can have a look here, and you can check the website for a more detailed analysis of the various courses. You see that there are courses on solar photovoltaic, here about thermal design and optimization, thermal machine together with structural mechanics, some energy economics, energy storage, energy system lab, that's a laboratory course, energy networks, wind and ocean energy plants. Then there are some elective courses. And also, as I mentioned, together with the mandatory internship and master thesis, you can select between two different tracks. One is more oriented towards renewable energy. So in this case, you'll select solar thermal technologies together with these two courses here, polygeneration and advanced energy systems together with smart grids. Or you may select a more interdisciplinary track. So in this case, you will select the nuclear fusion, engineering, some advanced material for nuclear applications, or Monte Carlo method, safety and risk analysis. Well, if we consider the second track, that's on design and management of energy plants. This course is taught into Italian, and it's related with the development of the various skills and tools for the calculation, design and management at component and system level, for the energy savings, for the energy recovery, that's particularly important in the industrial plant, and the energy supply. A specific analysis is also focused on the prediction of the energy demand and how to cover it, and the rational use of energy, both at industrial or let's say building level. If we go at the courses, also in this case you'll see in the red boxes the common part, the mandatory part, let's say, which consists in advanced structural and thermal machines. I'm sorry, I moved to the wrong one. Sorry. Okay, this is the right one. We have electrical systems. We have a thermal design and optimization, thermal machines and structural mechanics. Also, we have here energy economics, energy systems lab, but then we have energy and environmental design of buildings, together with the design of thermal plants, energy management and automation in buildings, safety and risk analysis. Then we have the elective courses, the internship and the thesis. And also in this case, you can select between the two tracks. One includes energy applications of materials and industrial use of energy, while the other one includes nuclear fission plants and radiation protection and safety of nuclear plants. If we go to the third part, this is the sustainable nuclear energy. This is entirely taught into English. This is focused on two main technologies for nuclear energy, which are nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. That's very important characteristics of the master we are offering here, which make it unique for sure in Italy, but also is one of the only master in Europe, which also includes fusion. Together with the issues related with radiation protection, safety and risk analysis, reliability of plant, management of the fuel. Also, we address the aspects related with the use of nuclear energy in medicine, which is very important, especially considering that currently we don't have any nuclear energy in Italy, but I mean, for electricity production, we don't have. But we have nuclear energy for medicine, together with companies operating in the nuclear sectors. And the preparation is focused on the modeling and the methodological aspects, which are necessary to build the physical description of these types of systems. Also, if you go to the list of courses, again, in the red boxes, you have the mandatory part with advanced structural and thermal machines, nuclear fission reactor physics and transport theory, nuclear fusion reactor physics, energy economics, nuclear engineering lab and advanced heat transfer problems, nuclear fission plants, nuclear fusion engineering, radiation protection, safety and nuclear plants, together with the elective courses, the master thesis, and the mandatory internship. And then also here we have the two tracks, one on nuclear with advanced material for nuclear applications, fuel cycle, waste and decommissioning, and Monte Carlo method, safety and risk analysis. And the other one is related with more, different technology, different energy technologies. And this includes an optimization, polygeneration and advanced energy systems, and smart electricity systems. So this is an overall, let's say, description of the career. I would like to spend a few more words about some specific features of the master we have in Turin at Politecnico. One is related with the internship. We have currently introduced a mandatory internship, which can be developed into industries, research centers, public companies, or in professionals. And that's made up of 6 credits, but it's possible to expand it to have, let's say, a more deeper experience in contact with the work world, with the industry, the research, etc. In the past, it was an optional subject for the students, while now we decided to set it as mandatory. And generally speaking, the students like to extend it, so to use some extra credits, to gain extra credits, and have a wider experience in contact with the work world. And it's possible to connect it with the thesis also, so to use it to develop the final thesis. To have a few numbers about this experience, currently about 50% of the students which have it as an elective subject select to have this experience in their preparation, during their preparation. So here you can see the numbers, roughly, let's say about 70 students per year decided. And even this year, despite the COVID issues, we had like 50 students selecting the internship. And so far we have established relations with almost 150 companies in order to develop this internship. And this can also give you a sort of evaluation of how much the energy engineers are requested by the market. There are various companies requesting energy engineers, despite the fact that that's a pretty new figure in the engineering world. Few more words about another specific feature of our program. This is the opportunities you have to study abroad, to spend a period abroad. We have basically 4 programs in double degree. One with the KTH in Sweden, 2 with to École Centrale in France, in Lyon and Nantes, and 1 in the US at the University of Illinois in Chicago. Roughly speaking, about 30 students per year are involved in mobility programs, mainly through Erasmus agreements. We have Erasmus agreements with about 20 universities in Europe, plus some extra EU mobilities in China, Japan, Korea, South America, etc. And these are with about 15 different universities. So you see that you can have a modern experience here in a environment which is quite nice, and you can be really involved in the study. I'd like to end this talk just by replying publicly to a question. It was made during a previous talk for the 3rd level degree. Who should study? Who should select the energy and nuclear engineering career? Well, I think you should select it if you like it. So if you feel that the energy world is your world, what you would like, then in this case, I think it's a nice experience for you to select this career. I just would like to recommend you to select what you really like, to do it without making too many calculations related with the opportunities you can have in a sector or not. If you do something because you like it, you certainly do very well. Okay, so we still have some time in order to reply to possible questions. So in the case I see something here, I can see something here. I can do. So the first question is there a strong division of work paths determined by the choice of one of the 3 paths? Well, I think no. I think, well, if you really like a job, you can, if you like a subject, generally speaking, you can build your background and then quite easily move from one sector to another one. Of course, let's say it's easier if your background is really focused on the work you are applying to. But if you are, if you have strong background and if you have good skills, you can apply to any to any job you like in the engineering, in this industrial engineering or in the energy engineering sector. I can tell you what a former student of mine told me just a few months from now. I'm sorry, a few months ago. He told me, well, I just need a guy or, a student who is able to understand a technical drawing, to make energy calculations easily, and a smart person. Then I can teach him or her the job. So I think you can be sufficiently flexible to move to the experience, to the opportunities you see during your life. To reply to the second, scholarship, Turkish government, whoever must write a thesis is related. Well, yes, that's possible. Yes. Well, to reply to this question by Tujke, yes, you can do it. Another question, are there any specific requirements for students in Polito applying to this course from another department? Well, no. In particular, if you comes from the mechanical engineering, you can apply without any credit to pass before starting the career. Depending on your previous career, if it's not in the energy engineering or mechanical engineering, you might have some debits before starting. Concerning the other questions, one, I'm a student from the 5th year. I'm interested in nuclear medicine. There are, of course, if you are interested in nuclear medicine, but I understand 5th year of the secondary school, I understand. So if so, before you should apply to the first level, which is energy engineering, and then you should apply to for the nuclear path. And in this case, you can follow some courses which are focused on the nuclear application of medicine. There are various professors in our department working on these aspects, and often there are many theses offered, also in collaboration with hospitals or companies developing some specific devices. As the next year is made up of lessons, how do you? Okay, this question is related to the way we perform the lessons, the activities. Basically, we will have for next year, the entire year is offered from remote. So we will use the same platform we have used during this second semester in order to perform to supply the teaching activities, but also it will be possible to draw some specific experience in the rooms. So we are currently designing some, for instance, some laboratories in order to allow students to come and have their experience there. This won't be mandatory, so people who are abroad, for instance, and want to stay abroad without moving, have the opportunities to follow also the laboratories from a remote experience. We are also developing some experiences made up of virtual reality in order to make this experience similar to the experience you would have staying in the lab. About the internship, would students be working in an English-speaking environment? Of course, if you are English-speaking person, we will help you in finding a possible internship in an English-speaking environment. We have collaborations with many companies, also, for instance, involved in European projects, so they are used to speak English. The fact selecting the part in English can give concerning the language certification, no, you should obtain it specifically. So it's not, there is no certification related with English. It's just, I mean, the experience you make in order to be more familiar with this language, and also from the technical viewpoint, also writing in English, some technical reports into English, and also interacting with the international students. How can I reach supervisor? I can work on, I don't understand, they're missing nuclear power plant. Okay, well, if you are interested in contacting some people working in this subject, I suggest you to write me an email, and we can see. Also, it depends on your I mean, your skills, etc. So I can put you into contact with the proper professors. Okay, I don't know if there are other questions. I think I just wanted to know if any of these courses is limited to only a closed number of students. Well, no, there is no specific limitation of these careers. So you can apply. You can just apply. Okay, I think I replied to all your questions.